Live.
Alright, boys and girls, it's Thursday night, the next to the last Thursday night with Don White. This will be somewhere in the vicinity of 100 of these that we have done. It's streaming now on YouTube and Facebook. Hello YouTube, hello Facebook. Welcome if you are near a computer, which I assume you are if I'm looking at you here. And you can share this on Facebook. Go to my Facebook page and share it. That's the way the most people get to see this. Let me play a couple songs and then we'll start chatting. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock back in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub in a chunk of mud at her house in the little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. But if you ask her about it, man, you better sit down. Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talk about the Grateful Dead, Summer of Love, or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in a glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And that night she would dream of being on the bus with Keezy and Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, man, they're having all kinds of fun singing. Only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love you, Grandma. Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. It's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really want to find your tribe. Those were the first words that Jenny heard in the song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. And there they all were, all the people like her who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road all the way to Minnesota, having all kinds of fun singing. Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. Love you, Grandma, Papa Ram Dass never said, be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969, and since then she believed there was never gonna be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take your big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, man, they're having all kinds of fun singing. Only 1 minute, you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love you, Grandma. Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. Here we are, Thursday night, everybody. Welcome. The crowd is going wild again. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown, spend them all on you. I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. save our money for the future. The future is here. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, you know. If cancer was a band, I'd punch him in the throat. I don't wanna stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay up till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight, 'cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight. Hello. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Hannah.
All right.
Nice to see you. Good. Welcome, everybody. Hello to everybody that's watching. It's Thursday night. One more after this one. Then we're going back on the road for real. Here. The Janet, I'm not sure if the Janet that's here is the Janet who used to live in Lynn and lived in Maine. I'm not sure about that. I think that's the last name there. But I'm going to play this song anyway. The song I wrote when I was in my 20s. That was a long time ago. I was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine, and as if that wasn't enough, it is also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn just act this way. I don't talk slick like I'm from the hand. I'm the son of a 30-year GE man. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? I used to hang around in Barry Park. That's illegal after it gets dark. I would stand on the bleachers where things got smoked and beer got chugged and lug bottles got broke. Later in the evening when the police come, 27 juveniles are on the run. Juveniles are running everywhere you see, jumping over fences, climbing in trees. Dawn is too loaded to get away. His name is in the paper on the next day. His mother, his father just can't believe he would publicly humiliate the family. I say, Mom, from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. I'm not from Swampscott or Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying everywhere you look. This town is bound for the record books. It's a million sub shops all night long. A socio-intestinal phenomenon. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. No room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls in a submarine. Julia Child, get out of my way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? I left Lynn 10 years ago. I did not know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning up against a bar and grill. It's 10 years later and they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead, in jail, or annoying me. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. They won't even let me into Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something and I might. Don't be staring at me that way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say?
Great done!
Woo! The crowd is going mild.
Yeah.
Strong.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. So this is how we survived the pandemic. We got together every Thursday for somewhere between 80 and 90 shows. That is my best guess on this. And it's a great little community of folks. Rascal is a dog, he ain't too bright. Me and Rascal were sitting on the couch last night. My woman come in, started to cry. She looked at us with such terror in her eyes. She said, I have raised these children for 18 years and now they're growing up and they're moving out of here, and my big reward for all that I've been through is this dog as dumb as mud. And you, yippee-yahoo! Rascal looked at me in disbelief. He said, she can't be talking about you and me. She's got us to spend the rest of her whole life with. Would you please tell her how incredibly lucky she is? And I said, who don't love you any better than this will wake you up every morning with a big wet kisses when we hear the police sirens in your neighborhood. We throw our heads up in the air and we howl for you. Howl! That's cool. You gotta admit that's pretty cool. Hello, Amy! I don't believe we had succeeded from convincing her of the outrageous good fortune that had befallen her. In fact, instead of looking happy as she could be, she looked a little bit, well, you know, suicidal to me. But hey, kids go to college, kids move away, but dogs and husbands, that's who stays. To you it seems like a big trick of fate, but me and Rascal don't see it that way. We're thinking, ain't we cuddly? Ain't we cute? We're both real funny, both real true. There's another thing about us that's very cool. If you scratch us on our belly, our left leg moves. And you gotta admit that's cool. Okay, so maybe we ain't that smart. We're a couple of mutts with a lot of heart. but no one could ever love you better or give you more loyalty than this dog. As dumb as mud. This dog is dumb as mud. This dog is dumb as mud. And me, how lucky can one girl be? She's got a dog like you and a man like me. We'll be together well into this next century. Put that knife down, baby. Here we are. We made it. It's so funny. The technology is so amazing. Like I'm watching people participate in this while they're driving their cars, and they should be paying attention to where they're going. Sarah, do you hear me?
Yeah. I'm not driving. Pete's driving.
Pete's driving. Pete. I was thinking Sarah's putting these little icons up, the dog icon, the heart icon, while she's driving 70 miles an hour on the freeway in California. That can't be good.
Nope. She's talented.
Amy, how are you? Can you talk? Amy from Kentucky. I haven't seen you for so long. There you are. Hi, Celia. Hello, darling. Nice to see you. All right, it's good to see you. Kentucky is represented. Let's see, Kentucky, Chicago, Nebraska, California, Michigan, New York City. Jeff and Hannah here. So here, I'm just gonna play some songs that I like. Well, normally I play songs I don't like. Just an ordinary working Joe, Chevrolet Nova, 15 years old. Bucket of bolts, but the thing still runs. Don't ask me where my inspection sticker came from. Put a new carburetor on my Chevrolet. Blew the radiator on the very next day. Took $200 to fix that car. It's $100 more than I could sell it for. Get paid on Friday. I buy a quart of Budweiser. I don't believe in this work hard to get ahead stuff. I believe in the mega bucks. Six months ago, my boss promised me a raise. Promised me again the other day I'd be the happiest man that ever lived if I could pay my rent with his promises and get paid on Friday. Buy a quart of Budweiser. I don't believe in this work hard to get ahead stuff. I believe in the mega bucks. Odds on me hitting the mega bucks, 5, 6, 7, 8 million to 1. But the odds on getting rich are what they're paying me. Make 8 million to 1 look like a real sure thing. I get paid on Friday. Buy a quart of Budweiser. I don't believe in this work hard to get ahead stuff. I believe in the mega bucks that get paid on Friday. Buy a quart of Budweiser. I don't believe in this work hard to get ahead stuff. I believe in the mega bucks. There we go. Stay on the road, all you people. Stay on the road. Kevin, stay on the road. Sarah, stay on the road. All right, so Amy and Celia in Kentucky, I just got an email from the Cave Run storytelling festival, which is close to you, I believe, and they said they think they might be doing that festival this year. They have some issues with the they're on state land or federal land down there, so they haven't ironed all that out. But the committee wants to do the festival, and that will be in September. And if so, they want me to come to it. I was supposed to play it 2 years ago, so maybe I'll get to see Thelia in person. Wow, wouldn't that be fun, huh? Wow, yeah. So, Amy, unmute yourself so I can talk to you just for a second. How are you?
Okay. Good. Busy. Yeah. We've been farming.
Farming.
Weather's
right.
been nice. So, yeah, we've been working till dark and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm optimistic that I might get to go to Kentucky.
Yeah. I really hope that happens because we love the Storytelling Festival. We go every year, so.
Yes, yeah, it's a really good one too. As they go, I mean, they're all lovely, but that one's it's a beautiful location. Is the thing with that one? It's right on this lake. Is it a federal park or state park or?
Yeah, it's federal land. There's it's a national forest, so.
Yeah, a lovely place and a good festival, and the lineup is incredible. Bill Lepp, Bill Harley, it's a good. A lot of troublemakers coming to Kentucky. It looks like to me. So I'm really hoping it works out. So they told me. If they can get the federal government to be okay with it, then the committee's okay with it, and I think it's the third week in September. So
yeah, I think it's the last weekend in September, and we'll definitely be there. So.
All right. Well, me too. If it happens, I'll be there. That's what they told me. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to bring you some maple syrup from our farm.
Wow. I live near Vermont, so
Yeah.
I'm a
well, you gotta have Kentucky. You gotta have Kentucky maple syrup.
Well, all right. Let's put it up against those Vermont Yankees. They take their syrup seriously up there. They don't have a lot to do. They don't have a lot to be proud of. So, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, maple syrup, whatever, just to see you all. And thanks for.
They just had Jack Daniels in Kentucky.
They got Jack Daniels too. I'm not drinking that. I don't drink nothing. I'll have maple syrup before I do
the maple syrup.
I'll drink a glass of that first. All right, so Thelia, since you're here, I haven't played this song since the last time you were here, but I'm playing this for you because you're the best. And when Mom come home from work today, I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor, and the table was covered with peanut butter and half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, a whole jar of mayo, and an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was eating a pizza, he had 2 or 3 slices gone. The sports page was laying on the living room floor, and the football game was on. When Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge. And that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. She's screaming, I'm fed up, finish, I'm through. I've had it up to here with all of you. I'm running away, I'm leaving today. Gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals that used to be normal. Used to be calm. But picking up after you animals turned me into Psycho Mom. Ma was working and Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other and we got into a fight. We were punching, kicking, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. Just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. Blood was bubbling, he didn't say nothing, he stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other and we looked up from the floor. Dad started to scream like a wild banshee and started pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. Had it up to hell and run away. I'm leaving today, gonna join the carnival. First I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal. Never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into babysitting you animals. Turned me into psycho dad. For an hour, mother and father were trying to keep us in bed. Me and my sister never miss a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I gotta pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one, Upon This Fateful Night, where you say it's too dark and turn on the light, and then you cry cause the light's too bright. Miles' eyes bugged out and Dad's head exploded and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you weren't up on two psycho Dad and Mom. They're screaming, we're fed up, we're finished, we're through. We've had it up to here with both of you, we're running away. Leaving today, cause I joined the carnival. First selling you kids for a penny a pound to anybody that will take you. We used to be normal. You remember dear, don't you? It was 1974, 75. We were hitchhiking around America trying to find ourselves. We were peaceful creatures. We never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into psycho mom and dad. There you go, Thelia. That's for you, girl. All right. Thelia's happy.
Hey, Don. We had a question online. If you're going to make it to Sober in the Sun this year.
Well, I'm always willing to go to them, and I block it out, but it's up to them whether they hire me or not. But I'm thinking yes. You know, I assume so, but I haven't got a contract or a call from them yet. But I know that the other one called Half Moon Sober Festival, that one got canceled. That would have been Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend, but we did Sober in the Sun last year, even during the pandemic. So. Yeah, well, so, who was that from? Do you know the name?
Dennis Bryant.
All right, Dennis Bryant, here you go. My dad said, son, if you keep going on this way, bad report card, you're going to wind up as a lumper on a cruise someday. I said, Dad, what's a lumper? I was laughing so hard, rolling on the floor. Dad, no one uses words like a lumper anymore. The guys are outside, it's Friday night. I gotta go, see you later, and thanks for the lecture. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, if these things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the Second Chance crew. Me, Billy Bob, Rick and Ray, those were my drinking buddies living for the party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't forget Sunday, one by one they moved away from home. You know the time went by, next thing I know I'm 31. Drinking with a bunch of 19-year-olds, what a loser, man, what a loser if you keep doing the things that you are doing. What a loser if the things that you are doing don't do you in. They can always use another lumper on the Second Chance crew. Second Chance people got a touch of gray, party their teens and their 20s away, but now they're sober, starting over in the 32. They're just so glad to be working on the Second Chance crew. Those pallets aren't gonna move themselves, lumper. Hope you enjoyed all the keg parties while you should have been going to school. I wound up in the program, I know that's no surprise. I make the minimum wage, but at least I didn't die. You know my knees are aching and my back is sore. I've been dragging these ladders across the plywood floor. And Dad, I never wonder what a lumper is anymore. You wanna know why? 'Cause I'm a lumper if you keep doing the things that you are doing. Do these things you are doing don't do you in. They can always use another lumper on the Second Chance crew. He said, if you keep doing the things that you're doing, to these things you're doing don't do you in. They can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. Smoke it, drink it, puff it up your nose, while your education goes up in smoke. When you're in your 30s and the party is through, saving you a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. Saving you a seat at the meeting, seat at the meeting, a seat at the meeting, it's a seat at the meeting, a seat at the meeting. Hi, I'm Don, I'm an alcoholic. Seat at the meeting.
Hi, Don.
Seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. Seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. There you go. Sober in the sun, Labor Day weekend. Here, Worcester, Mass. So, as many of you know, I live in a two-family house now with my daughter and her husband and their my grandson, a little guy, and so we're together all the time. And today we're talking about my mom and my dad, who both gone. So they would have loved the fact that we bought a house together and everybody's financially safe and good, So let me think of this thing. I lost my mother. I lost my father. I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. Still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so smashed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. But Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. I lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on and play my favorite song, dance around my living room like I did when I was 22, and shake loose all that pain inside on the day when I decide not only will I survive, I am going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days, but when you're ready to come out and play, you come see Betty May, and we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were to 1T2, and shake loose of that pain inside on the day when you decide not only will you survive, you're going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, in time they can make you more alive. All right, thank you.
Beautiful song.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Hi. Good, good. Thanks, everybody. So let me just, like, I have like multiple ways to do my things here. Let me check and see how everybody's doing. Oh, good. Christina Thompson's here. She might drop in later and sing a song for us. She's been a little bit sick, but bringing another voice to the party here tonight. That's good. Thank you, Christina. Good to see you. All right. All right. So anybody that's watching on another platform besides the one that I'm seeing, I'm watching Zoom here, but it's streaming to YouTube, way over yonder in cyberspace, and Facebook, way over there in cyberspace where cat videos rule. There they are over there. You're welcome to come over here to Zoom if you want to. If you're not in the witness protection program, if you don't need to maintain security, if you have pants on, that's always good, I think. You're welcome to come over here. Brandon, our super technician who's been with us since the very beginning, 80 or 90 shows ago, he will put the information on how you can do that into your respective chats. And that means that you could come over here and yap at me in between, make me feel like I'm connected to something in this world. So you're welcome to do that. This is my book, my new book. I have 2 books. After I wrote my first book, I swore I would never write another one because it was so hard. But I did because I needed the money, and nobody under the age of 100 buys CDs anymore. So I wrote another book. It's called The Hitchhiking Years. My wife and I hitchhiked for 3 years, and I needed, so there's 4 other stories here, but the hitchhiking part of it's about that much, about half of it, right? So all this is about 3 years of hitchhiking in the 70s, hitchhiked to Alaska and all of that. And then there's other stories about my dad and about being an alarm installer and this other stuff I made up just to fill pages. I'm going to read something from it. So those of you that are with me here, if you don't mind, if you could unmute so that I could hear you in case I say something funny, which is not guaranteed, but it is possible. That I could feel connected over here. So talk to me. Everybody that's unmuted, say hello. It's a pretty
Hello.
unenthusiastic hello. There.
Hello.
Try a little better than that. Come on
Happy
now.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
There we go.
Hello.
Going.
Hi.
Somebody wake up the holograms. Wake up the holograms and make them participate. I'll try to find something from here that I haven't read too much. All right, here. How about this? It's toward the end of the 3 years. We were on our way to. We had just finished picking fruit in Washington State. We had a pocket full of money, which was a new thing for us, and we were going to hitchhike to Guatemala with my guitar and my dog and my girlfriend and 2 backpacks. No passport and all that. Why? Why not? Why not? I say. So here's just a little bit about that. So this is sort of when things started. The title of this chapter is Change. After several months in the womb, I was loving my world. It was just warm enough, just wet enough. There was a cord that brought me a steady stream of food, and there were friendly voices saying sweet and loving things to me through the wall. I had learned everything I needed to know about my environment. Life was good, I said. This place is perfect. I could stay here forever. Again, I really want you unmuted if that's at all possible. 1 second later, the same walls that had protected me from the outside world began to turn against me. They squeezed me tightly in a very unloving manner and then stopped. At first, I was like, whoa, that was cool. But then when it happened again, I was like, whoa, this ain't cool no more. What's happening? Am I moving? I don't want to move. Where am I going? I love it here. Everything is perfect. I don't want to leave. Who's going to feed me? What's that light at the end of the tunnel? I need to talk to the manager. This is unacceptable. Then I was forced, against my will, down a long tunnel and pushed out into a horrifying new world. Everything I knew and loved was gone. I was cold. I had to figure out how to breathe. It was way too bright. I cried and I cried and I cried. I cried and I cried. I cried because I was terrified of change, and I wanted to go back where everything was familiar and I didn't have to learn anything new. Eventually, I got used to my new world. The light wasn't so bad. The huge people wrapped me up in blankets when I got cold. And even though I missed the cord that would bring me my food, I grew quite fond of these awesome round things that I could suck milk out of. Okay, I can live with this. Okay, says I can live with this. 5 years later, it wasn't just okay, it was great. There were toys to play with and cool stuff to learn every day. The 2 big people were awesome. They were always nearby and came running whenever I needed them. They made me feel safe and loved. I thought, I could stay here forever. And then, wait, what do you mean I'm 5 now and I have to go to school on that bus by myself? This is a joke, right? You guys are messing with me, right? Good one. No, you're serious? This cannot be happening to me. I am going to cry and cry until you let me stay home. Change, whether I am prepared for it or not, is the one constant in my life. With our pockets overflowing with fruit-picking money, we wandered southward. Guatemala, here we come. All the way down the coast of Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, Miss Teresa wasn't feeling well. Probably a cold or some residual effects from the run-of-the-mill aerial pesticide poisoning we had suffered in the pear orchard. Nope, that wasn't it. She was pregnant. I must say that I have become quite fond of these moments where the world I have spent years creating leaves a note on the bureau that reads, I love you. It's been great, but I need to move on. Believe me, in time you'll see that this is best for both of us. No talking it over, no long discussions on how to make the transition less abrupt. I just wake up one day to learn that the life I had been living, called a cab while I was sleeping, kissed me on the forehead, and slipped away. My appreciation comes from knowing that without these periodic abandonments, I would stagnate within the walls of the comfortable and the familiar. It's as if every new chapter of my life has a built-in fail-safe trigger that ignites and blows everything up when there's nothing more to learn, and I am in danger of becoming the equivalent of the old guy at the office who refuses to learn how to use the computer. Cracking myself up. All right. There is something beautiful about gathering up the remains of a blown up life's lessons in the hope that some of them might prove useful in whatever new life is coming. So after we rejected the idea of trying to squeeze in a Central American journey before her third trimester, Teresa and I slowly began to contemplate parenthood. We spent early winter at our home bases in California, Arizona, and New Mexico, saying long, slow goodbyes to our friends and to the life we had embraced for so long. Somewhere in Southern California, we had been dropped off at night on a ramp. We looked around in the dark and decided that the patch of bushes nearby was sufficiently secluded. Then we laid down to sleep once more beneath the stars. We talked for half the night about how we were going to take the job of raising this child seriously. I always knew that Teresa would be a good mom, but I also felt that I would be good at the dad thing. I was willing to work at a crappy job and do whatever else was necessary to survive, and I could picture myself being perfectly at home with a kid on my knee. It was obvious to us that we were going to be excellent parents. When we woke up that morning, we realized that we had not been sleeping in a secluded area, because every passing car, every person filling up at the gas station across the street, and all the people having breakfast at the diner was staring at us. Under the watchful and bemused eyes of all these Californians, while fully illuminated by the morning sunlight, we arose and rolled up our sleeping bags. While I was brushing my teeth and spitting toothpaste onto the ground with my hair pointing in multiple directions, Teresa was bent over at the waist with a bout of morning sickness. I waved and smiled at the window-seated diner patrons and thought, their opinion of our child-rearing potential is probably a teensy bit less flattering than the one that we have for ourselves. In December, our parents bought us a plane ticket and we flew from Albuquerque to Boston. That was it. The memory box that held these road stories was closed and locked and tucked away for over 40 years in the closet of two people who were raising a family. Ta-da! There you go.
Yeah.
Bravo!
The Hitchhiking Years and the DonWhite.net. DonWhite.net. Go there and I'll mail one to you, and I'll love you. I will love you, and when I'm buying groceries with your money, I will think of you. I'll be reciting your name to the canned corn and all of that. All right. So,
Don, can I ask one quick question? Sorry.
Sure.
Why Guatemala? What made you guys? I mean, of all the
I'll tell you,
places,
it
why?
says it in there. It says because somebody said it was a cool place.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Some
Okay,
hippie, right? We're like, okay, let's go. Let's pack up the dog. What could go wrong?
Thanks.
Why Guatemala? Because why not? Why Alaska? Why not? All right, let me play this one song to just sort of continue pushing my book. We'll take a break. I'll come back. I'll play for, I don't know, till 25 past or something. Then we'll have our after party with some of my dear friends that are here. Didn't I know you in 70, for you were 18 and out of control, hitchhiking far and wide for 10 months at a time, sleeping by the side of the road. All day long you would walk, hike in boots stalks you live on black beans and rice. The wind in your hair, my friend, the freedom you knew back then still can't be seen in the eyes of a waitress with 2 kids at her side. Didn't I know you in 74? You were wild, you're out of your mind. Ram Dass and Alan Watts all night in truck stops, your poetry on highway signs. The road was your teacher, then sleeping on beaches and reaching for things in the sky. The wind in your hair, my friend, the freedom you knew back then still can't be seen in the eyes of a watchman with 2 kids at his side. When it's midnight, I work the graveyard shift. Daylight, I sleep, you watch the kids. Noon time, you're ironing your uniform. Midnight return, leave the engine on a kiss, a hug at the door. A long time since 74. I left a note for you, a few things we need to do. It's hanging up on the wall. It says power bill must be paid. Both the kids have been bathed. Your brother from Florida called. And round it goes, where it goes, no one knows. Put your feet up for a while. There's wine in the fridge, I'm late, give me a kiss. You know, in your slow-moving smile, I still see that vagabond child. When it's midnight, I work the graveyard shift. Daylight, I sleep, and you watch the kids. Noon time, you're ironing your uniform. Midnight, you'll return, leave the engine on a kiss, a hug and a sigh. 2 vagabonds in disguise. Alright, thanks everybody. Hi Jen, hi. Jen and my biggest fan right there she is. Eleanor. Well, it's good to see you all. I'm going to take just a short break, get a glass of water, I'll be back. These things are now and have been for over 80 of them free. They're free. Anybody doesn't have any money or whatever, you just don't even worry about that. I love you. But if you can, if you're in a place where you can spare a couple bucks, there's 3 ways that you can send it to me. I will pay Brandon with it first, the very first money. That's the most important thing. And anything's left, we buy groceries with it. Tomorrow's grocery day. Venmo, PayPal, or you can mail a check if Venmo and PayPal freak you out. You can get out your feather pen and dip it in some ink that you made from some berries that you boiled in your backyard. find a piece of parchment, right on it, you know, for him, my most dearest Dawn, like that, and then fold it up and give it to the Pony Express, and they'll get it to me in a week's time, and I take that just as well as anything else. Hi Carla, nice to see you from Nevada. Boy, it's been a long time. Nice to see you. Good to see you. So let me take just a few minutes. I'll come back, play a little bit more. If anybody wants to hear anything, throw it in the chat, and then we'll have our after party, our last after party that's featuring special guests. Next week, I think I'm just going to open it up to everybody who comes, and they can read a poem or whatever. So I'll be back shortly. Thank you. Hi everybody, good, thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting this all through the years, all through the dark ages. Thanks to everybody who was able to throw a few bucks my way. Brandon and I appreciate that. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in the entire 80 live streams. I'm going to read off a list of places around this country where I actually will be performing live. What do you think of that? Like, take a pencil out and write it down.
Woohoo!
I will be in Downs, Kansas at the Downs, Kansas Storytelling Festival, April 22nd and 23rd. I will be at the PCA, the Parish Center for the Arts in Westford, Massachusetts, kind of near Lowell, on April 30th. May 6th, I'm going back out to Michigan, the Greenwood. Maybe on the 7th to the Upper Peninsula, maybe. Not sure about that. I'll be in a place called the Buttonwood in, I think it's called Morristown. What's the name of that town? In Connecticut, down there, anyway. That's on the 21st of May. In June, me, Bill Lepp, and Bill Harley are bringing our Father's Days show to someplace near Las Vegas on the 19th, which is Father's Day. And then there's other things too. How about that? A performance schedule. I remember those. Those were awesome. All right. So,
Yay!
yeah, it's like
IRL in real life, right?
it's a real world. So let me play a couple songs and then we'll just get to our after party here. Let me just see who's here. Oh, nice to see you, everybody. Janet Lerner came in from Israel. It's 3 a.m. there. She's just checking out, but thanks for visiting from Israel. I hope things are well with you over there. You know, it's an international community here. All right. September comes subtle, chill in the breeze. I'll reach for my sweater, I know what this means. Warm days are not over, but change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. The summer was fruitful, the harvest looks good. Our family prospered like we hoped it would. Our struggles were many, and those struggles are done. Come sit by my side while the world tilts away from the sun. Away from the sun. Away from the sun. Most hardly notice, but we know this change has begun. Change has begun. Change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. On a world full of wonder, we spin through the sky. wondering and wondering why. While a big ball of fire above us looks down, shining warm light upon us as we spin around and around, away from the sun, away from the sun. Most hardly notice, we know this change has begun. Change has begun. Change has begun. Subtle but steady, the world tilts away from the sun. Let's spend all the money on laughter and song. Let's dance with these bodies till these bodies are gone. When it's all over, you'll know it is true. My life only had meaning 'cause I got to share it with you. September comes subtle, a chill in the breeze. Reach for my sweater, 'cause I know what this means. Warm days are not over, but change has begun. Come dance with me while the world tilts away from the sun.
Nice, Dan.
Beautiful song.
Thank you. All right, let's see. Let me take a look at you all. Thanks everybody that's watching all over the place and all the other platforms. Hi, Hannah. Do a couple more here, and then we'll get right after that after party here. So, Jen, I'm gonna be in Michigan in a few weeks. You know, you're gonna come out and see me. I'm gonna be at the Greenwood on May 6th. All right, so get a ticket. I want to see you. Get a babysitter. Get a ticket. All right. So Kevin, who comes every week and is, has helped out on the grocery bills, quite a lot. He wanted to hear this, which is an excellent segue from that last song here. This is called The Precocious Orchard Queen, Elijah. Let me tell you about the fall of 79. We were running out of money, we were running out of time, and we wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with a dog named Elijah. 1 year old, had that dog ever since she was a little pup. Now our baby was growing up. What got into Elijah, I just can't say. I guess she started reaching the curious age, and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going so wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Where's the gun? Here we go. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains. Poodles, Cocker Spaniels, German Shepherds, Great Danes. They were raunchy, rabid, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in a tree and Elijah was right down beneath me, and to my surprise I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. And so I picked me a pair and I threw it on down. Hit a cocker spaniel, knocked him to the ground. Got up quick, he was dazed but not deterred. And so I threw down another and I hit him on the head. He went down hard, I thought he was dead, but he still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. We jumped from the tree and we ran to the shack, pursued by a horny, crazed wild dog pack, and our dog Elijah fought us every inch of the way. And when we got to the shack, we were both in shock, and we felt like we were in the movie by Hitchcock. We looked at each other and we didn't know what to say. How could our little girl act this way? You know, you try to bring them up right, you feed them out. Oh, and keep them tied, and now you try to teach them morals and teach them about society. Oh, one day they're a sweet, innocent child. Next day you know they're all running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be a picture of promiscuity. The next morning, I took a pair of my DVD underwear. I put them on Elijah. I put her tail through the little hole. And I let her run free in the orchard that day. But every male dog in Washington State took a try at Elijah. But the only thing they felt was the low-budget chastity belt. That night when we got to the shack, I took the underwear, I threw them out back. They were wet and dirty and I didn't think much of it. But Lord Almighty, what happened then? When the male dogs got a good whiff of them, it was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. Over Elijah's underwear. Fought, rumbled, brawled all night, killing one another till the morning light, fighting to the death for the greatest prize anywhere. When it all was finished, when it all was done, the Doberman pitcher was a champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant standing there with Elijah's underwear. He won them fair and square. They were torn to shreds, he didn't care. He was so proud standing there. Beautiful. Go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Alright, let me play this one more song and then we'll take just a 1 minute break and then we'll have our after party. I see Richard Fox is here. Richard, happy to see you on the right side of the grass, as they say. She put me like that to me. Don't tell anybody. Alright, so I've been playing this song every week now. I wrote it before my son was born. The government was, at that time, talking about sending soldiers off to, I think it was El Salvador. It would have been 1979 probably. And I just was thinking I'm going to have a son and these people are going to try to tell him what a hero is. And, you know, you are, if you fight valiantly for a good reason, you are a hero, you know. But if you fight for against madness, which war is madness, then that's being, you know, that's a hero too, right? If you fight for peace, you're a hero there. So I hadn't played this song. I had to go learn it. I didn't have a recording of it or anything. You know, I just kind of dredged it up from the depth of my memory. But I'm gonna play it. I think originally it was called Fool's Wind. I may retool it actually and play it a little bit, you know, now. But anyway, like I said before, you know, if you have to fight, you fight. You know, if you're living in Ukraine now, you have to fight. But philosophically, the idea of winning because there's less people dead on your side than the other side is you know, not a great interpretation of the term winning, in my humble opinion. So I wrote this in a key that I have trouble singing in now, so I'm going to do my best here now, but Storm clouds are gathering over yonder. The way that they are heading is clear. A fool's wind is blowing from the capital, and I can feel it getting drafty here. They will tell you they can turn you from a child into a man, but kindness and love can do it better than a rifle can. And if you really want to be a hero, if you need a cause worth fighting for, try to tell the people that the truth is no one ever wins a war. Everybody loses, everybody loses. That's the way it's always been. One side will lose more, the other side will lose less. Everyone will lose a friend. No one ever really wins. Keep your eyes on the horizon and the clouds rolling in. Remember, real heroes never put their sails up in an arrogant and foolish wind. And if you really want to be a hero, if you need a cause worth fighting for, try to tell the people that the truth is no one ever wins a war. Everybody loses, everybody loses. That's the way it's always been. One side will lose more, the other side will lose less. Everyone will lose a friend. But no one ever really wins. Peace, everybody. Peace to you, peace in your heart, peace in your life, peace in your community, peace. Let's take that word back, peace. That word used to come right from here. It became something to mock hippies with. I think it's our word. I think we need to take it back. Peace. Peace to you, peace every one of you.
Peace.
All right, so I'm going to just step out for a minute, just get some water, and then we're going to have a nice after party and commune with my friends. Christina Thompson-Lively's here, Jeff and Hannah. I think Matt Watrober's in the house. Maybe we get Richard to do a poem. You know, just celebrate the fact that we can all be together through this technology. You all mean a great deal to me. I don't want to slobber on you, as you say, but I'm looking back on doing this every Thursday for 2 years. I don't think I could put a price on or a value on what it's done for me. You know, how it's helped me through difficult times and all of that. So I'll be back. If you can throw a few bucks my way, we'll pay Brandon and we'll buy groceries with anything that's left after that. I'll be back in 2 minutes and we will rejoice and commune together. All right. All right, here we are. We're back. So now, Brandon, are you not letting people unmute if they want to?
No, I just did that for the break while I let a couple people in. Just in
Okay,
case.
cool, man. So, welcome everybody. This is my last after party with a special guest, so I'm delighted to have my friends here. Let's go to Michigan first. Matt and his lovely wife Kim are here. Hi, Matt. Hi, Kim. Unmute yourselves. Let's talk a little bit.
Hello, Don. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you both. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you play something, and then when it goes around a second time, we'll talk a little bit and catch up. I'm gonna be out there a little bit, so hopefully I'll see you toward the end of my trip out there.
I know. I just found out I'm going to be out of town when you're in town, unfortunately. But so
Can we check
maybe I
just
can
a
come in for some harmony.
Can you bring your volume up just a bit, Matt?
Sure. Is that a little better?
Yeah.
So this is we learned this song for a Nancy Griffith tribute, but it's really a Bill Staines song that most of you will probably recognize, but it's just one of the sweetest love songs I've ever heard.
Matt, check your original sound, buddy. Check your original sound for me.
Yeah, it's everything's good. Interesting. Hold on one second.
Sound a little wobbly, I thought. Brandon, did you think so?
Sure you got the right microphone. Yeah, it definitely sounds like some doesn't sound. You always sound really good.
Why don't you go ahead and
the wrong microphone is selected. That's what it is. I didn't hear any tap there.
All right, so we'll come back to you. How's that?
better?
Okay, you guys work on your tech.
Okay.
All right, so we did a sound check with Jeff and Hannah, so they're gonna sound great, right? So this is Jeff and Hannah from New York City, people that lived in Salem, I believe, or in here. And I got to be friends with them through the cafe over here and the Gulu Gulu, and there. It's two people that I really, really think the world of, and I'm so delighted that they're joining us today. We could get them in before I put this thing to bed, you know. So again, like with Matt, how about you guys just play something, and next time through we'll catch up a little bit and talk. How's that sound?
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. We think the world of you too, Don.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry.
Death climbed its way up out of the canyon, then went back down, had better things to do. Even though I chanted every curse I knew, life spoke with passive aggression. Said I gave you all the clues, but you do you. And I swallowed every pill it told me to. Groundhog came out of the burrow, said another year of winter, maybe two. So I'll traverse the canyon down to you. So I'll traverse the canyon down to you. I don't think I can do it. I hit the backspace button, I can't stop fucking it up. I can't stop fucking it up. I don't think I can do it. I'm down on the sidewalk, I don't think I'll ever get up. Might not ever get up. And I don't think I can do it. I might not ever get up. I don't think I can do it.
I'll traverse the canyon. I'll traverse the canyon.
Might not ever get up. And I don't think I can do it.
I'll traverse the canyon. I'll traverse the canyon.
Might not ever get up. And I'll traverse the canyon. Might not ever get.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.
That was nicely done. Let's hear it one more time for Jeff and Hannah. Unmute and make some noise for them.
Yeah, nice.
Neo, good to see you.
Awesome.
Doing
Thank
my
you.
All right, so Christina, this is my friend Christina Thompson Lively. She, if you listen to several of my recordings, especially in the last batch of them, when there's a female voice, it's generally her singing. She's, just somebody I just love singing with, and her and her sister have a show coming up. We'll talk about that later. They're twins, so when they sing together, I don't know, hard to describe it. But Christina's here by herself today, so Christina, why don't you play something for us, and then we'll chat next time.
Okay, thanks. Thanks so much, Don. I'm sorry. I had a little bit of a cold, so I wasn't sure I was going to make it, but here I am. So sorry I missed the
So
sound check.
let's talk about your sound now. You sound kind of far away and kind of
I
reverby.
do. Okay. I got reverb. Hold on. Uh-oh. How's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Check 1, 1, 2.
Yeah, that
Better?
sounds good, Christina, I think.
Okay. I know I've got original sound on, so and then I think I've hopefully figured
No,
out
your
the
sound
reverb
is much
isn't too
better
bad
now.
and all that.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Great, thanks so much. All right, so this is a song we wrote for a friend who had cancer. She had breast cancer. She had to have a whole bunch of reconstructive surgery, and she was talking about how, she was trying to think about what was pretty anymore, and wrote this song because the idea of being lovely is not about how you look, but how you live. So this is called Lovely. I know you have seen sorrow, and I know you have seen trouble, but you live so bravely, and that's why It's the pain you're not afraid to show, about the news you didn't want to know, but you speak so honestly, and that's why I think you're lovely, lovely as lovely does. It's not the way that you look, it's the way that you live. It's not something you have, it is all you give. And so many others look to billboards and magazine covers, but you live so bravely, and that's why I think you're lovely, lovely as lovely does. It's not the way that you look, it's the way that you live. It's not something you have, it is all you give. Lovely as lovely does. It's not the way that you look, it's the way that you live. It's not something you have, it is all you give.
Oh man, beautiful.
Very nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, that is beautiful, Christina.
Christina, what is the name of that album that has that song on it?
That one is called, the album is called Lines of Longitude.
Is that an available album? Can people
Yes,
buy it?
It's
I'm
available.
serious.
I have
Yes.
them in my basement.
I recommend that album so highly. That thing never came out of my CD player in my car for months, and that song, you know, I'm obsessive, you know. Like I played that thing over and over again. That's a nice album, nice song. Thank you so much. One more time for Christina, please, everybody.
Beautiful, Christina. Love it.
Thanks for the song, Christina.
All right. So Matt, how you doing? Got your right mic on now?
I think now you should be able to hear me pretty well.
Yeah, that's a whole new experience. No.
You're not going to believe this, but it was Kim's fault.
Ooh, throwing me under the bus.
I wouldn't believe that.
Shall we take another whack at it?
Yeah, whack-a-mole.
Here's a song we learned for a Nancy Griffith tribute, but it's a song she made famous that was written by the late Bill Staines.
Oh, the night was clear, and the stars were shining, and the moon came up, so quiet in the night. All the people gathered round, and the band was tuning. I can hear them now, playing Coming Through the Ride.
You were dressed in blue, and you looked so lovely, a gentle flower of a small town girl. Then you took my hand, and we danced to the music in a single smile. You became my world, and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. The drifting tune seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. smiled and we courted dearly, and we rocked for hours on the front porch chair. And a year went by from the day I met you, and I fell in mine at the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. The drifting tune seemed to fill the air so long ago, and I still remember we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. And here's a song for all of the lovers. Here's a tune that they can share. May they dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair. May they dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, the way we did at the Roseville Fair.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was so beautiful, you guys. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. I miss Bill Staines.
Oh, Bill Staines, those of you that don't know, was a legend around here. I think he lived in New Hampshire, didn't he? Or over here?
I think New Hampshire, yeah.
Yeah, and he was, on the scene since the 70s, and he just recently died. That probably was his most popular song, and it's, just listening to it now is haunting and beautiful. And he died from prostate cancer. As a prostate cancer survivor myself, I'm gonna say to everybody within earshot of this, get your PSA tested. Don't let them tell you to wait. Just get it done. Serious business. So thank you for doing that. One more time for Kim and Matt, everybody. Beautiful. All right. So let's get back to New York City now. All right. So these guys, let's talk a little bit. Let's start. So how long have you been not in Massachusetts, down in New York? How long has that been now?
I've been here for almost 10 years. I think 10 years now. And Jeff.
It's been almost, like 5.5.
Yeah. It's we miss you guys around here. I gotta tell you. You brought something to the community that didn't get replaced when you left. It was unique from you guys. So I'm happy to see you. Hannah, did you want to talk about the thing that you have coming up? Is it something the public can go to? You said you were going to do something tomorrow, or you had a...
Oh, tomorrow's a little, it's not a music related gig. I'm just grateful to have a paying creative gig, but I do have, I have some music that's going to be coming out hopefully in the spring. So it's always very nice of you to offer to put our links in the chat. So if anybody wants to follow on those social media things, there will be stuff coming up. And the next song I was going to play is from, the upcoming recording. So
all right. And Jeff, did you just put a recording out in the last year? Am I right about that?
I recorded, but I didn't put it out yet. I'm in post-production until 2028.
But this song he started with is from that project too, and it was called Death. And then so the song I was going to play was the opposite, called Daffodils. Yeah. Because we just went from winter, which is the season of like rest and death, and now it's like a new season, spring.
When you guys put an album out together, you can call it Death and Daffodils.
Yeah. Hey, that's not bad.
That's what our marriage is. Yeah.
All right. I'm so glad to see you. Go ahead and give us a tune.
Cool. cartoon on a picture of you, cracking cans full of jokes for the whole drunken room, back when those walls were the only boundaries we knew. You drew a map where my fingers begin, that led across the collarbone of your yellow mandolin, back on that night when I invited myself in. If you lost your mind and locked yourself away, I'd bring you daffodils each Thursday. Take off the jacket and slip between sheets of old dusty books at the back of the library, with small city theories from local expertise. And with my pride like a thorn in my side, my tongue all tied in knots that need to be untied, you are a steady step to my shaky stride. Lost your mind and locked yourself away, I'd bring you daffodils each Thursday. And no, I swear that the worry that I wear around my hips is not from the twisting of our lips. And are you aware of how much I need you? There I've spent my mind, and I want you to be mine. The shady corners this side of town, all the daffodils have been hanging around, and the pigeons play dice with the rice on the ground. Oh, I miss you, come back to the Hudson someday, where we can watch more than the sky growing gray, where gravity will carry more than our spirits away. If you lost your mind and locked yourself away, I'd bring you daffodils each Thursday, or I'd build you a spaceship for your big getaway.
Wonderful. Wow.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. Great, beautiful. Wow. All right, wow. So one more time for Jeff and Hannah. Wow,
Yeah. Wow.
wow. That just really filled the atmosphere. Lovely, lovely, beautiful, excellent. All right, Christina Thompson Lively. When is your Passim show with your sister?
Okay, so yes, I'm going to perform at Passim with Meredith, my sister, on Sunday, April 3rd. So that's coming up not, oh my gosh, it's going to be not this coming weekend, but the weekend after.
And for those of you in away from the People's Republic of Cambridge, those Passim shows are live streamed. Recommend it highly. They're good. They're really good. So yeah, what is it? It's a Sunday. It's the Sunday, the first Sunday in April.
Yes, first Sunday in April. That's right. And so, should I do another song?
If it's not too much trouble.
Sure. Okay. Well, so recently I've been very lucky to, in my non-music job, to work with like a program in global health. And the person who started the program is a person named Paul Farmer, who he had big humanitarian global health person, a physician who really brought healthcare to a lot of people all across the world who wouldn't have been able to afford it otherwise. And he started an organization called Partners in Health, among other things. And very, very sadly, he passed away suddenly just about a month ago. And so there's a book about Paul Farmer's life called Mountains Beyond Mountains. And it comes from the term is a Haitian proverb, but beyond mountains, there are more mountains, meaning there's always more important work to be done. And so this is a song that we wrote not only for Paul Farmer, but for Partners in Health and those people who do this very important work. And it's called Mountains Beyond Mountains. There will be mountains beyond the mountains. The path will be steep for us every day. I will walk with you on your long journey. I will accompany you on your way. Some just see numbers impossibly high, but we see people, and you are the reasons why, though there are mountains beyond the mountains, though paths are steep before us every day, I will walk with you on your long journey. I will accompany you on your way, raising our voices to tell our stories, bending the long arc ever towards justice. There will be mountains beyond the mountains, though paths are steep before us every day. I will walk with you on your long journey. I will accompany you on your
Lovely, 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 lovely.
Well, Christina, that was so beautiful. And when I heard that Paul had died, it was like so sad and so sudden.
You know, a nice tribute to somebody who did good work in this world, Christina.
Yes.
Thanks. All right, one more time, Christina Thompson Lively.
Yay!
Yeah.
Always
All
great
right.
to see you.
All right, Matt and Kim, we're back to you guys now, right? Am I getting this order right? I'm not the young man I used to be.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. Brandon, keep me in line. So what's up with you these days, Matt? What are you up to?
You know, I'm slowly returning back to touring and making music in front of people, which I love. But I've also been involved with a project that I'm really excited about. I'm going to actually enter the podcast world come May. And I've created already 4 out of the first 5 of these episodes where I'm it's called No Root, No Fruit, based on an old Utah Phillips quote. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the idea is it's a history of folk roots and Americana music, one record at a time. So each episode is going to focus in on one iconic recording. And I just want to encourage anybody who wants to get the information when this comes out to Brandon, put my website in there. Just get on my email list and I'll send out when this thing is going to hit the streets. Don's going to be a future guest. I think he's going to be talking about John Prine's first record, which will be amazing. I can't wait to hear what Don has to say about that. in the first 5. Let's see, I've got John McCutcheon talking about Pete Seeger. I've got Jeff Daniels, the actor, talking about Guy Clark and the album Dublin Blues. Kathy Fink talking about Hazel Dickens and Alice Gerrard. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Well, those of you that don't know, Matt interviewed folk singers and ne'er-do-wells and the unemployable for 20-something years on a radio program in Detroit, WDET, folks like us. So he's not coming to this cold. He's an excellent interviewer.
Hey, Christina, did you and your sister come by my radio show in Detroit when you were playing maybe Folktown in Southfield?
We must have. I can't even remember now. It's been.
I know I used to play your records all the time, but I wasn't sure if you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's I can't remember now. It's been a long time since we've done really far travel.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your show.
Thanks.
Well, Matt, why don't you play something for us?
Sure, and you set up this song just perfectly. This is a song that I wrote. I got the idea of this song several years ago at my grandmother's funeral, when it was one of these big celebrations of life. It wasn't, sad in any way, really. It was just a lot of love in the room, and it occurred to me that my grandmother's love would live on in all of these people who came to be there. So this is a little gospel quartet. I call it an agnostic gospel quartet, actually. And there's only 2 of us, so if you start sensing some of these repeating lines, please be muted, but sing all you want. I'll build from the lessons I learned in my youth. How will I leave and open my eyes and my heart to the truth? That's how I'll leave this earth. How will I leave? How will I leave this earth? When it comes my time to go, how will they measure my worth? I will live on. Those that I touched while I lived in this journey of life, from my death to my birth. That's how I'll leave this earth. It's choice and not chance that has brought me along. How will I leave? And showed me the difference between right and wrong. That's how I'll leave this earth. How will I leave? How will I leave this earth? When it comes my time to go, how will they measure my worth? I will live on. Those that I touched while I lived in this journey of life, from my death to my birth. That's how I'll leave this earth. Some say we'll live on up in heaven above. How will I leave? I will live on through the ones that I love. That's how I'll leave this earth. You got it now. How will I leave? How will I leave this earth? When it comes my time to go, how will they measure my worth? I will live on. Those that I touched while I lived in this journey of life, from my death to my birth. That's how I'll leave this earth. In this journey of life, from my death to my birth. That's how I'll leave this earth.
Beautiful.
Oh, you guys, I love that. I love that song.
Man, that was great. This is a good after party. We should do this more often. No, I'm quitting.
Did you say you did 85 of these things?
I think it's between 80 and 100. Yeah, every
Wow.
week for over 2 years. Yeah.
I am so glad I don't have your ambition, Don White.
It's a problem. My ambition is a problem. It's a big issue. Yeah.
No, that's great, Don. Good for you.
Well, we were talking before early. I'm not sure if we were streaming then or not, but I was saying that early on in the game, I realized that if I waited for the venues of this world to come on their own to appreciate my genius, it would be a long wait. I'm still waiting. I always, like the little rascals, get a curtain, get your mom's, curtain.
Let's
hang
put
it
on a
up.
show.
Right, let's put on a show. Pay as you exit. All right. These are very nursing home quotations I'm doing now here. That was great. So we'll go around one more time. And I'm going to stretch this one out today because it's the last one with my friend. So normally we're done by 9:30, but this one might run till 10. I might ask, I just want to stretch it out a little bit. So, but before we go around again, I want to see, is Richard still here? Richard Fox. Richard, do you want to read a poem for us? Is he still here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Be happy to.
This is my friend Richard. Let me just introduce you a little bit to people who don't know. He lives in Worcester, Mass. He's one of my favorite people on earth. He's many things. He used to take care of my website way back. He was a radio DJ when I first met him. Played me on the radio. He came to my concerts. He had a dog named Rascal. We had a lot going. But, I fell in love with him. We've been linked at the hip when he told me that in 1968 he saw the original Mothers of Invention. And that was it. I was sold. He's been my friend ever since. The Clark University in Worcester. He's a fantastic writer. He's been trying to kick cancer's ass for 13 years now, and so far so good. He's just we are, as far as I'm concerned, just delighted to be in the world at the same time as you, Richard Fox. So, how's that for introduction?
Hey, Richard. Today's been a good day. My publisher committed to a new book, so that's cool. And this Sunday night, I'm going to have my first live club gig in I'm not sure how many years at Nixon, Worcester. So I'm pretty psyched.
Good.
There's a poet, a New Hampshire poet named Meg Carney, spells like Kearney. She wrote a poem called Creed, which if you haven't read it, get your hands on it. As soon as I read the poem, I knew I would have to write a poem in response, and that's what we have here. In consideration of Creed, after Meg Kearney. Concede control, denial fueled by conceit. Concede the Red Sox will avoid defeat if I don't stand and don't touch the couch. Concede prayer, replete with ritual, does not alter the CT scans capture. Concede all oncology protocols end with but. Concede rain is falling. An abject challenge to channel 108's meteorology report. Concede a locked deadbolt is victorious retort to the knob's key. Concede a bad mood intractable when good intentions revolt. Concede kindness may be unable to soften rude. Concede routine surgery includes risks. Concede oxygen knows to explode in the presence of lit incense sticks. Concede your buddy in the next recliner perished in a cold blue. Concede the significance of a server in a diner sitting at your table. Concede stable layering lasagna is a monument to the dead. Concede treatment options mirror Hobson choices instead of shaping debates over the cost of living. Concede physical pain is endurable if your hushed voice speaks gratitude. Concede death as the peak of life's ridge. Concede birth as the bridge leading to life. Concede the girth of graceful ignorance encountered in the fog below tree line.
Oh, beautiful, Richard. Oh, man.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful, and congratulations on that new book coming.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through the last book. I'm always stumbling over the title of it. Richard, what's the title?
Let's sleep, bless our arrival.
Let's Sleep, Bless Our Arrival. Amazing, amazing. I'm reading it slowly and carefully, with like 3 pages before I go to bed, or so like that. Nicely done. I'm just gonna say this. I mean, I'm not holding nothing back when it comes to praising people that I love anymore. Fuck that, as they say. So Richard Fox, you know, any time that in my life, and it's way more often than I wish it would be, that someone would tell me that they got a cancer diagnosis. He opened himself up and told me, let them get in touch with me. He's been dealing with it for so long that he would just embrace and take these friends of mine that he didn't know, call them, give them, you know, give them somebody to talk to who's deep in it and has a positive outlook, even though that, you know, it's a tough old road. He's put a lot of tremendous energy into really dark little corners of the world, and Richard, I just absolutely love you. Thanks for being here one more time, Richard Fox, everybody.
Yay, Richard. We'll see you Monday.
All right.
Thanks, Don.
All right, so let's do the lightning round. I want to say hi to Kara, who's here. So Kara, we're gonna do one more. Though everybody that's here that comes to the Zoom part of this or wants to next week, no after party. It's the last one. I'm not gonna do another one. If I do them again, well, you know, I can't say that. If all of a sudden they start canceling gigs because, you know, some other variant comes around, then I'll be like crawling back to you all like the old boyfriend who, you know, right? But without that happen, you know, if I can work and gig, I can't do this anymore. But I may do it in the like November once a month, but it will have to be Wednesdays because Thursdays are a travel day, just so you know. So just put that out there. But tomorrow night, the after party, I think, is just for anybody who comes, just can say what they want. Keep it under 5 minutes, read a poem, say how you feel, what you're doing, you know, just express yourselves, and we'll do it that way. There won't be any, you know, special guests. Anybody who comes will be able to just express themselves. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So now we're going to go around without... Like, I'm not going to chatter too much. We're just going to go ahead and then play a song. So, I think Hannah and Jeff, you guys are up, right? Am I right about that? Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so thanks for being here. And I think we'll go around one more time after this. I'm going to ask everybody to play my favorite song of theirs or something like that. You know, I'm indulging myself tonight. So go ahead, you guys.
Introduction, or you want to just play it?
This song is called Electric Billboards, and it was our wedding song. I love to dance. Jeff doesn't like to dance, so we had a first song instead of a first dance.
We performed a first song instead
yeah, we wrote one.
Dancing a first.
We wrote it, and here it is. Yeah.
It was a sloppy introduction. Hopefully the performance won't be as sloppy as the introduction.
It was perfect.
Right. On my part.
Stand by you like I already do. I'm gonna love you until I'm dead. And if the pythons come through the cracks in the ceiling, or the rats crawl into bed, and if we can't afford a roof or a floor, I'll still be right next to you. On the sidewalk of Times Square in New York City, watching the electric billboards move.
gonna stand by you like I already do. I'm gonna love you until I'm dead. When the glaciers melt down to puddles and pools and a corner of the ozone shreds. When the doors slam shut and the sirens wail and alarms ring out through the night. When the darkness comes with a deafening roar, I'm gonna walk with you out into the light.
When you're sick in bed, when you're sick in the mind, when you're sick in the head, when you're sick in the body, when you're sick in bed, I'll stick to all of the things I said. When you're sick in the body, when you're sick in the bed, when you're sick, when you're sick, when you're sick, when you're sick, when you're sick in the body, when you're sick in bed, I'll stick to all of the things I said.
Great. Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank
You know,
you.
a lovely wedding song.
Yeah, it was great. It was
Thank
a
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a great wedding. It really was. The wedding was outdoors, and then everybody was smiling from the beginning to the end of it. It was a really special day. I was glad to be there. You guys are great. All right, so hang around. I'm gonna demand more from you later. All right, one more time, Jeff and Hannah, Hannah and Jeff.
Hey, Hannah, Jeff, nice going.
All right, Christina, what do you got for us?
All right, so wait, we're gonna do one more video. One more song, and you're gonna request those.
I am, yeah.
You are. Okay.
Yeah,
so-
I'm gonna say, look, this is a song I really like of yours.
Okay.
Can you play it for
All
me?
right. I hope I know
How's
it.
that sound?
So here's a song. My sister and I wrote. My sister also writes poetry. Meredith writes poetry. She wrote a song she wrote a poem where one of the lyrics was, "When you think of amazing, count yourself in for the grit that you bring to the through you have been, for keeping it together when it was falling apart, for living and loving with all of your heart." And I was like, that's the chorus. That's the chorus. So here's the song. It goes, open, lift up your eyes, take time to see all you are facing is topography. The rise overrun the ebb and the flow, find strength to lean in and trust that you know. When you think of amazing, count yourself in for the grit that you bring to the through you have been, for keeping it together when it was falling apart, for living and loving with all of your heart. Lift up your eyes, take time to see before you can fly. You've got to dig down deep, find the center, the source, plant the cornerstone that will lay out a course that is only your own. When you think of amazing, count yourself in for the grit that you bring to the through you have been, for keeping it together when it was falling apart. Praise the promise that hope to believe once more. When you think of amazing, count yourself in for the grit that you bring to the through. You have been for keeping it together when it was falling apart, for living, loving with all of your heart.
Beautiful. Wow.
Oh, Christina, that's beautiful.
Love that song.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, tell Meredith we were asking for her, please. You know. And,
Yeah.
all right. So the first Sunday in April for those guys at Passim. One more time for Christina. We'll go. Get
Beautiful, Christina.
right around. Okay, Matt with Trover on your mark. Get set. Play a song.
Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room filled with women and men, and the papers they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the papers were all signed and 1,000,000 copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and prayerful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing round and round, and the swords and guns and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Ed McCurdy wrote this song 72 years ago. It's so unbelievable that we still have to sing it, you know? And there have been thousands of protest songs that have been forgotten. But this song is always remembered, and I think I have a theory as to why. It doesn't really say anything about the war. What it says, all it is a positive visualization. All it says is, this is a dream I had, and this is what it looked like. To me, that's a song that will last forever. Let's sing that. Last night I had the strangest dream I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war.
Oh, man.
Bravo.
Thanks, Matt.
That dream comes true.
I saw Johnny Cash do that live.
What's that?
I saw Johnny Cash.
Oh, wow.
Did almost as well as you.
He was not your typical country star, that guy.
You know, there is a killer, I mean, like, take your breath away version of that on one of those live Arlo Guthrie albums. I mean, where he's got 4-part harmonies, everybody singing a cappella at the end. It'll lift you right up off your seat. War is the elephant in the room right now. You know, we're doing our best to keep ourselves feeling good, but war is stupid. You know.
Can I quote you on that, Don?
Yeah, right. Everybody's been talking about it. The books have been written. I distilled it down to one sentence. It's just fucking stupid. You know. All right. Thank you, Matt. You're the best. All right. So what I want to do now, I'm going to indulge myself, and these are people here that I really care about, whose music I like a great deal. And so I'm going to start with Jeff. Jeff, like I had asked you about that song. Do you think you can play it, the Sacramento song?
Sure.
All right, so let me just say this. When I first met this character, he plays sitting down. I don't remember ever seeing him play standing up, although he may. He was playing sitting down, and all of a sudden this sort of haunting, wordy song came out of him, and there was a lot of people playing that night, but I don't remember another thing. But I never forgot this song or many of his other songs. I just think he's got a great way of writing and all that. So I asked him to play this song for me today. The rest of you, just do what you want. This is just me and Jeff now. But,
Thanks, Don.
Oh, you're welcome. So this is it called Sacramento? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Sacramento. Yeah.
All right. So,
Okay.
Thanks.
And Hannah will sing with me on this one.
Oh, great.
From Sacramento, 1.5 million from home, with my head in my hands on a passenger train that tells a story for each mile we roam. And there's so much to be worried about, I can't carry it alone. There's so much to be worried about. Maybe I'll let some of it go. In Sacramento, for 13 years I've been playing this song, and embarrassment still follows me. I'm twisting my own arm to live on this page, though I'm afraid of what that will bring. And there's so much to be worried about. Wanted to release it alone. There's so much to be worried about. Maybe I'll let some of it go. In Sacramento, and I'm caught behind the glass, with water rolling in on me, with the grace of a boundless California, with changes to seek and glory to meet. And there's so much to be worried about. Wanted to release it alone. There's so much to be worried about. Maybe I'll let some of it go. Sacramento.
Let it go. Let it go.
Sacramento.
Man.
That was beautiful, both of you. Excellent.
That is an excellent song. It's haunting and beautiful and well put together, and you know it's got everything in it. Just a nice piece of work there, Jeff. Thanks for singing that for me. Thanks for indulging me. Oh, you're welcome.
That
All
means
right,
a lot.
You're welcome. You know you know how I feel about you guys. So so Hannah, when I first met Hannah, that I don't know. She was singing with what was that band called? The Bond Girls.
Oh yeah, the Bond Girls. Yeah.
Right. So it was I walk into the cafe. The cafe holds, I don't know, 30 people, and there's 4 or 5 people on the stage. They all look like they fell out of some hipster movie, right? And Hannah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you had like a music stand or something, or maybe just in your hand. So you were a backup singer in this song. It might have been with Clay, right? With Clay, and so you weren't singing all the time. And so between your vocal parts, you're painting. You were drawing a picture of the room. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I think so.
My
Yeah.
first image of you, right? I'm like, what kind of hipster? And this is in Lynn, where like it's like gunfire outside, and you know cars screeching up and down the road, and all that. And here's this like all these very interesting people being artsy to the max, and that was my first exposure to her. And then when she opened her mouth up, of course, she had a beautiful voice. And then the next time she played this song for me, which I asked her to play, which I just think it's just a magnificent song. What is the name of it, Hannah?
It's called Scripture.
Scripture. So thanks for playing it for me.
I feel honored you asked, so thank you.
Sure.
Darling, when I wake up, I'm gonna turn you into scripture, make you a literary fixture. 'Cause I've been building my own alphabet with letters I left beside your bed that I have used to redefine what it is to be crucified. What is not held on to eventually leaves you. In blank pages too. Picasso painted a white canvas blue, and I'm still holding on to you. Sunday dress, she is feigning faith to impress you. Well, I learned it doesn't suit me well to fight the iron gates of hell, and on our souls we brought dirt in from that garden we were walking in. Pack a bottle of the pinkest wine, won't wash the tears that I have dried. eventually leaves you. With pulled curtains and blank pages too. Picasso painted a white canvas blue. Now I'm still holding on to you. And we were walking with white elephants, and those monkeys rode the distance too. All the places I've claimed I'll go, around the things you claimed you didn't know well. I'm still kicking my heels in the same blooming daffodil fields. It's still a line, a curve, and some bends to where gods need you closer, closer to them. Maybe it's just our luck ran out when we picked all those pennies off the ground and cashed them in for cups of coffee, some used books and some groceries. But I believe fate played a hand on that train deck where we both did stand, and I believe God pulled some strings to make that mandolin sing, sing. What is not held on to eventually leaves you. Picasso painted a white canvas blue, and I'm trying to let go for you. So darling, when I wake up, I'm gonna turn you into scripture, make you a literary fixture.
Oh man.
It was so beautiful, Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for singing that. That song is just perfect to me. What is the first line in it? Is when you wake up, I'm gonna turn you into scripture. Is that it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty good first line in a tune.
Yeah.
I feel honored you asked, Don. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you doing well. And maybe maybe now that the world is opening up a little, we'll be face to face in New York sometime.
Yeah, and I want to meet all your talented friends face to face too. Like
everybody's been so great.
You have such talented people in these rooms. I'm like, how tall are you? Like, I can only see everyone sitting down.
So. Wearing pants, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So Christina, you are working on a cold, right? So is your voice okay? I can't hear you, dear.
Yeah, I'm okay. Can you hear me now?
You're okay.
Yeah.
So I think of you two ways. This is like a killer singer and a killer songwriter. So okay. I'm gonna give you like a choice here. So if you want to show us the songwriter, the one I like is about the old man in the mountain, right, about your dad. But I also really love that gospel tune that you sang when we played in Lynn too. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
But
Precious Lord.
whichever one of those you want. You know, both sides of your talents.
Okay.
I am a fan
thank-
of the songwriter and the and the big voice and the little person.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. Yeah. You know what? Well, okay. You know what? I will do. I think I'll remember the words to the Old Man of the Mountain better. I think.
Okay, all right.
So I'll do that one.
It's a great
This
song.
one. Thanks for the choice, Don. So this song is there's for those who are from New England, which I think or many people may have heard of this. There used to be a rock formation in New Hampshire that was called the Great Stone Face or the Old Man of the Mountain, and this had been there so long. There were like Native American stories about it. Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote a story about it in the 1800s. And so, you know, you would go and you would go to Franconia Notch up in New Hampshire, and you would hike and you would see this Old Man of the Mountain. So my dad used to hike with his dad in those mountains, and he would tell stories about how as a young kid he would always look up to his dad and think, you know, Dad will get me through whatever happens, right? And as they got older, he realized that as they were hiking those mountains, his dad would rely on him for you know, when he needed a hand up a particularly steep part of the trail. And so and then, of course, in May 2014, I believe, no, I think it was 2004 or 2003, the Old Man of the Mountain fell. And a lot of people were just so stunned, even though this is natural, this is what happens to natural formations. Things change and things fall. So this is about hiking with my dad and also about the Old Man of the Mountain. It's called Old Man of the Mountain. My old man, he told me about the ways of the sky, how the wind weathers the mountains as the time passes by. You can take the ropes and tethers, you can anchor to the wall, but you'll never stop that fall. I listened always to the flowing river of his words, but I did not believe the message that I heard. You see, mountains are forever in this child's eyes, as sturdy as the bedrock, as certain as the sky. Never thought I'd see that mountain fall. Never thought I'd see that mountain fall. I followed in his footsteps up the winding path, and when my footing faltered, my father would turn back. He would reach out his hand, he would steady my way, and we turned to face the mountain again. Then many summers later, when we walked the granite trail, for the first time ever, my father's footing failed. This time it was I who reached out my hand, and I thought back to the words that he said. You can forge a form of iron, but that iron soon will rust. You can carve a granite headstone, but that too will turn to dust. You can take the ropes and tethers, you can anchor to the wall, but you'll never stop that fall. I never thought I'd see that mountain fall. 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 And sorrow spread like wildfire through the valleys and the towns. The day the sun revealed the old man had stepped down. All the measures we had taken to preserve and delay could not change nature's way. So, my child, I'll tell you about the ways of the sky, how the wind weathers the mountains as the time passes by. But just look to the horizon, just lift your eyes. For where one mountain has fallen, another will rise. I never thought I'd see that mountain fall. Never thought I'd see that mountain fall. Never thought I'd see that yet mountain fall. Never thought I'd see that mountain fall.
Excellent.
Christine, I love that song.
Nice.
Beautiful.
The first time I heard it.
Yeah.
And I just want to also say it has been so great to hear everyone else on this too, Don. You have so many amazing, talented friends.
I'm blessed. I really am blessed. I've had a very interesting, fascinating life so far, from low to high. Yeah. Thank you, Christina. I love you a lot. I just think you're fantastic and such a good friend. So thank you one more time, Christina. All right. So.
Hey, Christina.
Matt Watroba, I would really, if you don't mind, like to hear that song about the ballpark.
I had a feeling that's the one you were going to pick.
It's such a good song, man. I mean, and I think did you tell me it's one of the first things you ever wrote or something like that?
No, that one came a little later, but yeah. I'm just relieved because if it was going to be Margaritaville, I gave that song up in 1983 when I stopped playing it in bars. So.
How about Werewolves of London? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Because everyone at the bar wants to howl. Werewolves of London.
I heard him howling earlier tonight. They sounded pretty good.
This is a great song that Matt wrote. I don't know if you folks know this or not, but what's the name of it? They used to play baseball here?
It's called They Used to Play Baseball Here. In fact, right in my other room, right over there, I've got a poster on the wall, a big picture of me and Don at Fenway Park. We took the afternoon tour. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that was probably 20 years ago now.
I know.
But Don and I do share a love of baseball. They try every year to make me not like them anymore. But they keep dragging me back. So this is a song I wrote just in case you're not from Michigan. Detroit's a little different than other towns. When they tear down a baseball stadium, they don't build another one in the same place to make it better. They build it in another spot, and then they let the one that was there sort of dilapidate for 6 or 7 years before your eyes. And then they finally tear it down, and then there's a hole for another 6 or 7 years in the spot where it stayed. And this was about maybe 4 or 5 years into the dilapidation process. I was driving down Michigan Avenue near Trumbull, where the old stadium was, and I just got flooded with memories of my dad and going to the ball game at this old beautiful park in this great little Mexican neighborhood in Detroit. And this is
Tiger Stadium, it was called, right?
Tiger Stadium, yeah.
Tiger Stadium.
Yeah. So it's where Denny McLain won 31 games. That'll never happen again, will it, Don? I like to tell my audiences sometimes that somebody from Major League Baseball actually heard this song and did a little article on it on MLB.com, and then I sang this song at the in Cooperstown at the baseball's National Hall of Fame until security came and ruined everything. Drive on through the broken gate, past the booth now still and dark, where once the cars were bathed in light spilling over from the park. I'd flip my keys to Jim or Steve, find my seat and have a beer. But this old house is coming down, they used to play baseball here. The stadium has moved downtown, leaving nothing on the street. They traded in a neighborhood for a corporate box or suite. I know it's good for business, that point has been made clear. This old house is coming down, they used to play baseball here. Game days we would stand outside and a line curled round the block. But Gracie's eggs were worth the wait, and I loved the baseball talk. I'd marvel how the morning hours would somehow disappear. But Gracie's place is coming down. They used to serve breakfast here. The new joint's out on exit 5. You don't have to stand in line. They traded conversation for a convenient place to dine. I know it's good for business, that point has been made clear. But this old house is coming down. They used to play baseball here. I know we're moving forward, and I guess we probably should. But there's a cost for what we've lost when things are gone for good. The barber shop near Gracie's was a gathering for guys. Between innings on the radio, they spent hours spinning lies. A ring of smoke, a dirty joke, for over 40 years. Well, Saturdays are not the same. They used to give haircuts here. The new salon stretch on and on. Walt's place was cramped and small. They traded in a gathering place for a cheap cut at the mall. I hear it's good for business. That point has been made clear. But Saturdays are not the same. They used to play baseball here. And this old house, it's coming down. They used to play baseball here.
Thank you, Matt. That was great.
Beautiful, man.
Thank you, Don. You know I love you, man.
I love you too, man. I hope I see you when I go out to Michigan in May. All right, so this has been a long run here. It's been good. You know, I appreciate you all so much. I'm not gonna slobber on you, but I do love you and I appreciate it. I'm watching you, Kara's. Kara's like this. Come on, let me have it. I'm gonna play a song here. I want to acknowledge my friend Oli from the Upper Peninsula. Oli been with us right from the very beginning, lovely man. And my friend Curtis Wilson, a really good fellow right there, coming in from New Hampshire. Hi, Curtis. How you doing, buddy? Good. Curtis, another one of these guys like Richard Fox. You call him at 3 a.m. Your friend's in trouble, and Curtis is on the job. Those kind of people are hard to find, man. They're in my book. They're saints, you know. So glad to know you all. Gonna leave you with this tune right here. It's called "That's What Makes You Beautiful." Curtis, I'm not sure if you've heard this. It's pretty new, but I wanted to play it for you and for everyone. This is a song about people who turn out to be kind and generous when they weren't raised that way. When the people that raised them were not capable of being kind to them because they had a drug problem, alcohol problem, mental health issues, anger issues, whatever the reason is. No judgment, just for whatever the reason is, they didn't show you kindness, but somehow you found it in yourself. Then I felt like that you needed a song so that you knew that somebody acknowledges the miracle of what you accomplished. You had to find that on your own, and that is a hard thing to do, and you need to be praised and acknowledged for being the opposite of being all the good things that you weren't given. So thanks, everybody. We'll see one more time next week, and then we'll see you in person. That's the way we'll do this. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life and trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song. You could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Yay!
Oh, Jonah, it's so beautiful.
Hey, Don.
Thank you, Don. That was beautiful.
You're welcome. All of you are welcome. I believe in you all. I'm proud of you all. Papa Don is proud of you all. That's what my grandkids call me, Papa Don. All right, so don't be strangers. Come back next week, and just next week, read a poem. Try to keep it short. We're gonna try to cram everybody in here, but you don't need to be an artist or a musician or anything to but just anybody that supported this through the years now, 2 years. Just come on by, say what you got to say, express yourself. The Dawn White platform is for your voice. Let's take a minute and acknowledge that for 2 years and let's see, 2 Zoom bombs, replete with pedophilia and guns and everything else you could think of, that Brandon O'Sullivan has held this thing down from behind the scenes, making sure that it sounded good.
Yeah, Brandon, you unbelievable.
Brandon.
Yeah. And if you need this kind of work, if you need somebody to do the magic behind the scenes on any kind of streaming thing, Brandon this is how he makes his living now. 2 years ago he was doing something different. He jumped on board with this now, and now he's doing okay. So he's reliable, he's good under pressure, and he's part of the family now. So thank you, Brandon. And thanks everybody.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
Hannah and Jeff, I love you. Richard Fox.
Love you too, Don. See you next week.
Okay,
see you
much
next
love.
week.
Matt
See you
Wittrova,
next
hope
week.
I'll see you.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
Christina, don't forget all these gigs that they have coming up and all that. Kara, Oli, Curtis, Tommy, Marlene, Carla, Richard Fox, everybody, Amy and Steve, Sherry, everybody on Facebook. Oh no, wait a second. Everyone on YouTube, everyone on Facebook, everyone on Facebook, everyone on YouTube, wherever the hell you people are. Hello and welcome and thanks and thanks for being good to each other through COVID and through all this madness. So. We'll see you next week, and then we'll see you in person. Maybe we'll see you at Sober in the Sun. What do you think, Curtis?
Yeah.